action figure collectors out there. I am back with another action figure review. And for this review, we're looking at another old figure, the DC Collectibles Martian Manhunter from the Supergirl show. You can clearly see that you do get that window box packaging, and on the side you get the name of the character, Supergirl logo, and on the side you get a picture of the figure, and also in the back it shows us other figures that we can collect. I already got the Vixen. Alright, this is gonna be pretty sweet. So let's get this figure open and take a look what it's all about. Okay, so now here is the figure outside of the package alongside with the accessories. Okay, so now this is all what the figure comes with. Is three types of hands. It also comes with these extractions, but it's really just how to swap out the hands, so I don't really know why they've included that, but it's there. So he comes with some kind of, I guess, grabby hands, and he comes with some completely open hands, what people like to call, flight hands, and he comes with two close-fisted hands, which comes on the figure. Okay, so it's pretty easy to swap out the hands like so what you do here, you just take off the hand and hold up and just put in the hand you want to replace it with. Okay, so now for the figure itself, I want to say that this is a really beautiful figure done by DC Collectibles, and yeah, I think that the paint details are pretty great. Now I do already have the Mattel version, but I don't know where his cape is, but this is the Mattel version, and I kind of want to say this is like a good figure too, but the only issue I pretty much had with it is that his cape easily comes off, and what I kind of like on the Mattel one a little more is that this suit's a little bit more darker. I kind of think that this suit kind of is a bit bright, but I'm okay with it. But yeah, really like the detail on this figure. Yeah, I really like how they painted the red X. I like how they painted all the gold and blue on him. Looking at the figure, yeah, really like how they painted the blue hair. I also like how they painted the skin. I'm guessing they're pretty close. And I want to say I really do like this cape. It's made out of a super soft plastic it's softer than I expected. It feels like very fragile. But yeah, and one thing I really like over the Mattel version is that the Mattel version was painted all black, but this is painted blue in the back, and it's black in the inside. And yeah, I do like how they've done the glossy paint on the hands and right here. And yeah, I really, like the look of this figure. Okay, so for articulation on the figure, I would say it's pretty decent, but there are some limitations. Like, other people who have reviewed this figure, since this is no figure, has stated that the articulation isn't that great, but I'm okay with it, since Martian Manhunter is not necessarily an acrobatic, flexible character who does poses like Batman, Spider-Man, or Captain America, but he can look left and right, but he cannot really look down, but he cannot really look up. Kind of feels natural, but but at least it's better movement than the Mattel version. He could rotate the arms. Mine's just really loose, and his arms can only come out about that much, only because of these. He could rotate. He could only bend at the elbows about that much. And I'm sure if you really wanted to, you could probably fix that with hot water or a hair dryer. He could rotate upward, and he does have a little bit of a up and down movement with the waist, but no waist swivel. He can kick forward at the leg pretty good. He cannot really kick back at all. Double jointed knees, so he could bend at the knees really good. He has no thigh cut or no boot cut. He's got hinges on the feet, so good up and down movement with the feet, but no ankle pivot. But he can do the splits pretty decently, and he has one peg on the bottom of the foot. Oh, and I forgot to mention, he has rotation and hinges on the hands. Okay, so size comparison time. So here is him standing next to the Mattel version, and you can see he's obviously a lot taller. Like, they do say that it's a 7-inch figure, but I will say that the DC Collectibles Arrow line is a 6-inch line, but he is obviously a lot taller than this one. Alright, now here is him standing next to the Mattel BVS Superman figure and a Mattel Justice League Batman figure with a custom cape. And I want to say that the scaling is perfect, because I mean, even if you're a 6-inch collector and avoid collecting 7 inches, you should want to collect this Martian Manhunter, because I mean, it makes sense if you look at it from a comic book perspective, since Martian Manhunter is a tall character. So I'll say that the scaling is pretty good. So he scales in great with them. Here's him next to Vixen. Alright, now here's him standing next to a couple of his other Justice League teammates, and you can see he's pretty much a lot taller than, this Green Lantern, because, well, obviously because he comes from a short 6-inch line, but you can still get it to work. Here is him standing next to the DC Collectibles Arrow Season 1 figure, and since I don't have the DC Collectibles version, here's him standing next to the Mattel DC Multiverse Supergirl figure. And yeah, the scale is great. Now here is him standing next to a DC Multiverse Mattel Shazam from the movie and the Justice League Aquaman and Cyborg. And yeah, again, like the scaling. And also here is him standing next to all of his Justice League teammates. And once again, he's the tallest, pretty much as he should be. And also, if you wonder how he looks with Marvel figures, here he is standing next to the core 4 members of the Avengers. He's obviously shorter than Hulk, but taller than Iron Man and Cap. But him and Thor are pretty much about the same height, or a hair inches away from each other, which shows even more that this is perfect scaling. But because I'm thinking if they even crossed over, this will be an accurate size, because because as far as I check, Thor is in the comics is about 6'6", and Martian Manhunter is about 6'7". But yeah, here's how he looks with Marvel figures. Alright, so that will be my review. So what will be my final thoughts about this figure? Now, overall, I want to say that this figure is good. I mean, it's great. I mean, guess I kind of want to say I love the figure. I mean, the paint details are spot on, and also, the articulation is decent, but there could be some improvements, like, like this part where the arm joints are limited, and also it's the arms that kind of would bug people the most. But again, you could possibly fix that with a hair dryer or or hot water. But these, I have seen other people on reviews saying that these be falling off, but without these, the arms do go up more. So I'm gonna try to figure out something to do with that. But yeah, really like this figure. Like, yeah, but otherwise he doesn't really need much articulation, but I could get him into all the poses that I need, because it's not like he's a flexible character like Batman or Spider-Man. Okay, so I got him for like $19, around $19 or 20, but he be costing like around 30 and stuff on eBay. But I want to say that if you're a 6-inch collector and if you don't collect 7-inch, this should be an exception, knowing that Martian Manhunter is tall. So yeah, so I also want to say, if you're a fan of the Supergirl show or just Martian Manhunter in general, then you definitely will want to get this, even though it's an old figure. He's rare to find at a cheaper price. Alright, so yeah, I really like this figure. Alright, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, this is Super Kal-El signing off.